Yeah, there are different ways. Can you say Assalamu alaikum?
Okay. Salam alaikum. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
yes.
I'll
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that to every student. When we start the session. Okay.
yes,
Salam alaikum. Yes. Okay. That's
yes, yes,
perfect.
yes, yes, yes.
Mhm.
मैडम किधर है आपकी वो तालिब इल्म?
Sir, मैं उनका देख के आती हूँ because everyone is saying that we are having a problem in connecting. They are just sitting adjacent to this room. So like there are 50 around 50 students sitting adjacent to this room. But let me check that they have connected to the net, or then they can join this. Yeah.
Actually, it will be great if you guys can turn the camera to the students so I can see them in the classrooms. And I want to say hello to them as well. It's possible also to turn the camera. Oh, I did not hear you say, Dr. Rowena. Okay. Everyone seems like they closed the microphone. But anyway, so
नहीं मैम तो मैं वो यार हसन उस वाली साइड पे चले जाओ ना, उस वाली साइड पे चले जाओ। हाँ तो वहाँ को भी कौन उस वाली साइड पे चले जाओ।
Ruby. या मैंने कहा था वो
Wow, that's wonderful. I see from Professor Ruby now that there are some students in the class, Okay, that's very great to see you guys. Okay, seems like you guys are still entering the room, right? Okay. That's wonderful. Thank you. Very nice.
यार एक
इसको दूसरी तरफ कर देना, बैक में कर दे। और यार मुझे पता चल गया कि हमने स्टूडेंट्स को बिठाया हुआ है, हम दूसरी तरफ कर दें।
मैडम म्यूट करें।
या दूसरी तरफ कर दें, दूसरी तरफ।
मैडम रोबीना, ये अपनी स्क्रीन को थोड़ा सा नीचे कर लें ताकि वो जो अपर साइड है ना उसकी वो स्टूडेंट तक रहे। और बाकी इनको मैंने बोला है क्लासरूम जो है वो उनसे भी वो लेके आए, राइट साइड पे थोड़ा कर लें ताकि वो जो उधर भी लेन होगी वो फिल करके इसको शो करवाए। ओके, मेरा ख्याल है कि डॉक्टर रुबीना हम स्टार्ट करें, मेरा ख्याल बाकी फिर आ जाएंगे स्टूडेंट्स।
ओके सर, यस।
ओके प्रोफेसर।
कैसे मैं ये कह रही थी
Yes.
वीडियो से वो
ओके
जो
डॉक्टर
normal
रुबीना,
वीडियो थे वो
हम ये स्टार्ट करते हैं और चले मैं ही जो हूँ वो स्टार्ट कर लेता हूँ खुद ही और इसको कर देता हूँ, ठीक है?
मैं यार इसको बस आप लोगों को देख लिया, दूसरी पंद्रह में देख लिया। देख लिया हमने बच्चों को, हमने अपना नेट साफ नहीं कर
आप एक लैपटॉप वहाँ ले गए ना, इसको ले जाना, बच्चे देखते रहेंगे कहीं
यार इसको ले
चले लेकिन
Okay. Mhm.
Okay. Are you getting me? You are receiving. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah,
Yes.
so Dr. Boravi, sorry, because of the inconvenience, we have a few net issues, but to resolve this issue, we have combined students in one classroom, and then we are showing your presentation in a multimedia projector over there. So we have basically 50 students in one class. You have seen it. So let's start our presentation. Basically, we are really grateful for despite your busy schedule, you have come forward, and we have got the opportunity to get your presentation on a very, very like new topic, agile thinking. And many of us are not even aware about the agile thinking concept. So I think so it's a great opportunity for us that we have to get your seminar on this topic. So let's start this topic. Yeah. Let's start the presentation. Sir, आप इसको कर दें.
Thank you, Dr. Robina.
okay, Professor Boravi.
Yes.
So today let me apprise the audience that methodology would be that Professor Boravi will first present his presentation for around 40-50 minutes. And then meanwhile, if anybody has a question, so he or she can write his or her question in the chat, or at the end, we shall give the opportunity to ask questions. Okay. Professor Boravi, thank you very much. And I think this is really a good opportunity for all of us for learning this emergingly important issue, agile thinking. And let me introduce Professor Boravi to the audience. Dear audience, and this audience consists of students of Bachelor of Business Administration in our institute, Masters of Business Administration, and Masters of Science as well. So all they are relevant to this subject, and I think that this is really a good opportunity for all of them. So we do have a physical setup, which is having, I think, more than 60 or 70 students, in addition to 33 or 34 participants who are joining us online. And Professor Boravi, we do have our faculty member with us. So my colleagues, they are also listening you. And I think this is a good opportunity for networking and interaction as well. So dear audience, today we have Professor Boravi with us. So Professor Boravi has a vast experience of talking on various important and emerging issues in his country and in the international level. So currently he is in Europe, and he is a multifaceted person who gives talks on various issues to various types of the audience. And his audience includes students, faculty, army personnel, international organization, and some of the other agencies as well. So he is really skillful and has a lot of knowledge on the issue. And I would encourage all of you to listen patiently first and then ask question. So, Professor Uravi, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor Kafu, and also thank you so much for Professor Robina. So first of all, student, I would like to say very simple to you guys first to make the ice breaking a little bit. Let me speak the Urdu to you guys. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, so very nice to see you guys today, and I also would like to say that here in Europe now, you know, it's in the morning time, so I have to say something like the Suba Baka for myself. But anyway, for you, I have to say Do Piha Bakai to you guys. Okay, as a good afternoon to you guys. So it's very nice to see you today. And then if if you have any question, feel free also in the Q&A session to ask me. And I would like to say very thank you to you guys also. I have to say shukriya. Yeah, shukriya to say thank you. Okay. So anyway, right now we are going to start our session. Professor, please kindly open the PowerPoint so I can say in the PowerPoint as well. Okay. Thank you, Professor. Please kindly help me share, because in the internet here it's quite very slow. Even though in Germany it's about 7 megabyte per second. That is quite slow. And now it's in the morning time, so I just want to say hello to you guys a little bit. So it's like this now. The weather, I just want to show to you guys. You see that? So it's quite with sunshine in the morning. Yeah, it's quite okay. It's quite okay with the temperature about 15 degrees Celsius, something like that. Okay. So anyway, let's start. Please kindly share the PowerPoint. Thank you, Professor. Okay, right now the PowerPoint is coming. Okay, so the first one, I want to say special thanks to Dr. Abdul Kafu for inviting me to giving speech in the seminar session. So right now we are going to move on. Next, please. Okay, thank you, Professor. So I just want to introduce myself a little bit. So to get to know each other. For me, I really love traveling around. I can say that, but in the future, of course, I really love to go to see Professor Kafu and also of you students Pakistan, because for me, recently I traveled to about 63 countries and 500 cities so far. And then if you want to have the contact with me, it is in the live application with Aaron number 9. I was graduate from Switzerland, Belgium, and Netherlands in the past time. Regarding about my teaching so far is about 40 universities in so normally for more than usually young. I'm quite more quite old already, because now about 40 years or something already. So anyway, but it's okay. It's I am still young at heart and still active. I can say like that. And another thing is that I really love about traveling so much. So that's why I wrote in the column of the Man on the Move. Is the column that I sent to the TripAdvisor, to the many magazine publishers. I already give the Google Drive link, I think, to Professor Kafu already. But anyway, I'm going to give it to you guys again later on in the chat. So that's why you can go and have a look at it as well. Okay. And for the language, of course, I really love to learn more language. And then, but recently, I can speak Thai, Chinese, French, German, and English. But anyway, okay, for the basic. Sure. Next time about 40 10. I can try to you guys. Okay. About so this is just I'm my profile top friend present in the world. Okay, so next slide, please. So look, right now, yes, next slide, please. Yes, can you please change to the next slide? The slide is still the same. Yes, thank you, Professor. Okay. Okay, so next, for this, I just want to give you some information that, we are living in the world with the diversified. So that's why, if you guys are in the period of time, as you are the baby boomer, for example, if you were this age, you may think to me, and then you may say to me that, hey, Professor Warawi, I don't want to change anything because, the business is kind of the constant. Of course, you can say that because it's kind of the very constant and it's go on.
Let me share your screen.
We will have to moving, right? You have to guys, please change the next slide, please. Please change to the next slide. Thank you. Just for please to the next slide. The page, please. Yeah.
Professor, can you listen me? So I think there is some disruption in your voice. So can you listen me?
Yeah,
it's okay now. Please carry on.
So he's saying that we should move to the next slide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So right now I can say that, for example, I would apply from the baby boomer from the Hewlett Packard in the old time, and then they try to adjust something new to be the total quality management of the Toyota company, for example. And nowadays, you guys are in the generation Z, and some of you are in the millennium. So next slide, please. Next slide, please. Thank you, Professor. Yeah, some of you guys are in the millenniums. So that's why you can see that you are in this period of time, and then you may think about the agile thinking. So that's why, agile thinking is this coming in the period of time of this era. And then you will see that if we have to do it, how we are going to do it. I'm going to explain to you later on. So next slide, please. So that's why you can see generation Z, also millennium and generation Z. You guys maybe belong to these two groups, and then of course the new generation after you, maybe they have a new concept. Maybe it will be more resilient concept than the agile thinking, but we next. please go to the next slide, please. Thank you, Professor. Yes, after alpha, yes, turn, yeah, after alpha, yes, and then you, next slide, please. Thank you. Next slide, please. Yeah, please turn to the next slide, please.
Sir, kindly move to the next slide.
Yes.
Hello? Yes, can you please move to the Agile Thinking and Digital Transformation? I mean, the next slide, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that's that one. Okay. So that's why, you know, I can say to you guys that if I want to give the speech on the Agile Thinking, I cannot miss the digital transformation. It should be a long path together because we are in the age of the digital era, digital marketing. You know, I have been giving the speech in many universities and also many companies regarding what the digital transformation business model canvas. Actually, you know, it's different from the business model canvas because the digital transformation canvas, it means that they are going to look in the digital that the company exists and the digital that the company will grow to be. So that's why it is another type of the canvas. But anyway, so since today we have the limited of the time, I may not be able to present you all because we have to focus mainly on the Agile Thinking. So that's why I will let you guys to explore it in the next slide, and then you will see the model very clearly. Okay, so next slide, please. So this one, actually, you know, for this one, you may tell me that, oh my God, Professor, why is so complicated? It looks like three things together, but you know, I just tell you, okay, I think that you guys see me also, right? Professor Robina, do you see me?
Yeah.
Okay, now I just tell you, you just do the scissor, cut it into the three parts: design thinking, lean startup, and agile thinking. So that's why, you know, all students, you guys are going to cut it in the three parts, and then you will look at it very easily. You know why? Because I told you that at the end, we want to have the agile thinking, but before that, we must look at the design thinking as the first step and go to the lean startup and then go to agile thinking as the last step. So that's why I go to explain it. When I go to explain this one, this idea, you know, I will give you some case study as well. So you guys, your student, you know, if you want to say something, you know, maybe you can ask me some question for sure. But anyway, let me try to explain you with the concept. It's like this: design thinking first. The design thinking, you know, is the starting point of the agile thinking. You know why? You see, I wrote here about the word customer problem. It means that you must try to find the needs, want, demand of customer. Okay, remember, every student, listen very well. As I said to you, you try to remember about this word: needs, wants, demand, because this thing you are going to learn in the marketing management class. So that's why it's very important for you guys. You try to listen to the customer problem. For example, you know, I just went to the Disneyland just yesterday, you know. So I just show to you guys. Okay, I moved my camera a little bit. So Professor Rubina, you see me moving the camera, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have
Okay,
seen you upside down. I have seen you upside down.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, so but you see this backward, this suitcase. Okay, so this is the thing that I just bought it from the Disneyland in Paris, and then I just want to tell you guys that, you know, why I want to talk about the Disney a little bit, because the Disneyland, you know, they try to find a customer problem. I will give you this example as a case study. Because why? Because they want to say that, okay, the problem, one thing that the customer, they go to the Disney theme park and then they feel that, oh my God, why so long queue? So many people. That's why they have something is called a fast pass. The word fast pass, it means that you guys are going to pay extra and then you have some kind of special ticket and then you can go to the play, to do the things very easily because of this type of ticket. You see, this is the way to solve the problem. Right now, what is the actual problem? You know, you are the business student. You must think. How about this one? Transportation.
Yeah.
Yeah, please kindly think about transportation. What is the problem now?
Yeah,
The oil price is too expensive. I mean, if you guys are going to fill up at the gas station, you know, the petrol is so expensive now. So that's why you have to know that, oh my God, this guy, Mr. Elon Musk, very smart. So that's why he does not want to compete with Toyota. He does not want to compete with whom? With the old company like Mitsubishi. So that's why he goes for what? Electronic vehicle car, EV car. That's why it means that they are going to use the electricity. You see, this is the thing that they see the problem. So that's why, you know, you guys are the businessman. You guys are the business student. That's why you need to find opportunity. And then this is the example of Disney I gave you already. This is the example of the Tesla car I gave you already. So that's why, you know, I can tell you, Professor Kafu, Professor Robina, you know, most of the students in many countries, if I ask them what is the example of the case, they always say iPhone, Professor, iPhone, Professor. So you know, I mean, I told them that no, don't talk about iPhone anymore because you have so many business in the world. Why you have to talk about iPhone? You see, you can talk about the Dell computer, you can talk about the Coca-Cola, you can talk about the Samsonite bag, you can talk about many things. So, but you know, I just want to make a little joke to and a little fun to make the class lively. That most of the students they always talk about the iPhone. But anyway, we can see many case study for sure. Yeah. And now I just give you one more case study as the third one for the problem of the customer. Customer need wants demand of the customer. You know about this one. It is about the digital thing. I will give you this one. Since COVID-19, you know, we cannot go to travel and we have to wear the mask, for example, and go out to everywhere. You know, in China and in Thailand, they developed something. It looks like kind of the Iron Man. You know, it's a special, small look like this, and then they have put in kind of just hang on the neck, and then it provide with the positive ion effect to the air around you to kill the virus. So in this way, it means that the people feel more confidence. That's why you see, if you are operate some business, you may think that, what is the problem of the customer? They don't want to travel. They are scary about the coronavirus. They don't want to go anywhere. So that's why, okay, if you say, if everyone in the room say, okay, I will sell mask, Professor, I will sell mask. So everyone sell masks is the same thing. Why do I have to go to buy from you? Because if I can buy from other, that's why you have to innovate, initiate the new thing. That's why they have something is called kind of the it's look like kind of the small device and always release the ion plus so to catch and kill the virus in the air. You see, this is one example also. Now next thing that I will move on. You see, I talk about the customer problem already. I will go to talk about the emphasize very clearly on the design thinking is that you have to emphasize the customer feel understanding of them, and then you try to define what you are going to offer, and then bring new idea up, or maybe it can be the existing idea. It's possible. Right now, you move on to the second phase, that it is about the lean startup. The lean startup, I can say to you guys, you see, I make it into the circle. You see, I make it into the circle. You know why? Because this circle, it's always kind of the repetition. Because, of course, you have the new product. You have to try to learn, to experience it. And if it is experience about that, and then you try to learn, after you learn, of course, you know that it should be something change. So that's why you need to build it. And then you come to the phase of iterate. And then you will see that, oh my God, I make this mistake, I make that mistake. So that's why in the software program, they always have that, Of course, you may think that, hey, professor, I'm not really see it very clear about this example. No, I can tell you, you see it very clear. You know why? Because every time that you use your Android phone, every time that you use OS phone, you see something, right? It's called the word update. That is the thing. It's about the update. The update thing, it means that the software developer, they try to make it better, and every time. So that's why, you can use this concept in your business as well. And then, but you don't need to update every week, because otherwise it will be quite difficult also if you do the business. You may update as based on the quarterly 3 months time, or maybe update on the 6 month time. It's okay, no problem. But I give you one more example of the business. Some business, they update every week. So now Professor Robina will love it, and then she may love this product for sure, because the lady loves this one, Sarah brand. Yes, okay. So Professor Robina, I would tell you that the Sarah brand, they make as the fast fashion, because every week they will have the new collection one time. So that's why it means that if you go to the boutique that day, you feel that, oh, let's say if you go together with me, with Professor Kafu together, and then we go to shopping together, Professor Robina said that, hey professors, we go to eat first, and then we don't need to buy it, because we will come back again next week. Professor Robina, next week that item, phew, gone already. So it means that we will lose to buy that item. That's why this is Sarah concept. That's how to make the idea that, oh my God, if we don't sell if we don't buy this product in this period of time, after 1 week it's gone. So that's why it's like the fast fashion of one every week. So you see, this is the one thing that I can give you some example. So that's why it comes to the part of the of the cycle like this, on the word measure, because it's like the word measurement. And then why do I say like this as a lean startup? Because it means that you guys are going to open the business in the future, because as you are the young graduate, in the future, after you graduate from the university, when you think about it, you can think like this way, that I learned something, I build up some products, I do it, and oh my God, I made some mistake. I remember from the class of the seminar of the Professor Wolavi, he said something that, don't worry, and then just measure what it is wrong, what it is right, and then we try to experience again, and then we learn something more, and then we build it up. So that's why it's kind of the cycle. That's why you have to think like that way, okay? Then you move on to the agile thinking. So that is the quite a principal thing here. Because why? Because the agile thinking, it sees the concept that it's every morning, I tell you, it is the concept like this. You guys are going to stand up, Lily. I tell you, you guys, you see me? I am standing up now. I'm standing up in the camera now. You know why? I tell you one thing. Because it's the concept of agile thinking. Agile thinking, they say something like this. If you guys are going to have the meeting, it should be every day in the morning, and it should be not the meeting with the sitting, because the meeting with the sitting, it takes long time. The people speak, and then they don't stop. So that's why if you guys are going to stand up, you feel tired at your leg, and then you want to stop it very soon. That is the concept of the agile thinking. That's why every morning they have the word, in the technical term, stand up agile thinking. So that's why it means that you guys are going to stand up and talking to your colleague, your friend, about 15 minutes. And that 15 minutes, it will be the brief of the yesterday work. So that's why every day they will come up in the morning time, have the coffee together in the stand-up meeting, and then talk 15 minutes. Then that's all. And then they are going to go to work in their own units. So that is the thing about the agile thinking. So it's this very important thing. So once you know about the agile thinking means, and then I will tell you that for the agile thinking, then you see the word product backlog. You may feel that, oh my God, Professor, I came to your seminar about 40 minutes, 50 minutes, something like that. It will be really difficult because there are so many technical terms that I have to learn. You may take the semi like this. You may say, oh, what is the product backlog? What is the sprint planning? What is sprint execution? What is the shipable increment? what is sprint review. So you may tell me like that, but you know, I tell you one thing, every student, no worry, just don't worry at all. You don't need to care for the technical term, because this technical term you can find on the internet. But when you listen to my speech, I want you to keep the heart, you keep the main idea, and then you will understand it. So the word agile thinking, it means that you are going to do something a very hybrid, diversify, and going to do it both online and offline together without the problem. So that's why I will present you in the future slide soon. After this slide, I will present it to you soon. But let me tell you about this slide first a little bit. So that's why Agile Thinking will try to solve the problem of the customer solution. We'll try to solve the problem of them and find a good solution. And then to find a good solution, you know, it is very easy. Because why? Because you may have the word product backlog. It means, I just give you some very simple explanation. I don't want to talk about something about the software thing, because you guys may not be in the software industry, for sure. And then I will just give you something like the product. For example, if you design a product, for example, you know, it can be the printer, it can be the wallet, it can be the notebook, it can be the water for the bottle, like that. And then if you have some product and then you feel that, oh my God, this product has something that you want to change the label. Because why? Because you must sell to the Scandinavian country, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark. Of course, the label must change it, not be your local language. It should be the Danish language, no, Norwegian language, Swedish language, okay, Danish language. So that's why you have to change the label. That's why it's called the word product backlog. So the word backlog, it means something that is still not done yet, and then you have to think about it, and then you have to do the sprint planning. Sprint is means something like, I don't know how to explain in the English word, you know, but sprint, it look like my hand like this, that I do it with you guys. It's called the sprint planning. So it means that it's planning. The planning here, it does not mean plan at once one time, but it means that plan it as the recurring, because sometimes you plan it today, but tomorrow, you know, there are so many events, so many things happen, and maybe, you know, nowadays, you know, we can say that everything is changing very fast, drastically. That's why the word sprint planning, it means that maybe you change today, but tomorrow, you know, you can still keep the same plan, but maybe you have to adjust a little bit, adjust a minor thing. It can be possible. That's why the word sprint planning, you know, if you listen to my speech now, you can say that, okay, it means that maybe change a little bit, you see. You can say like that. And the word sprint execution is very simple. The word execution, you just think about this word implementation. You will understand immediately. It means take action. So that's why you just release that product to the customer. And if you talk about the hotel business, of course, the hotel business, the customer will come to stay in the hotel room. And then after that, they will have what? After you perform, you check in with them, you bring the luggage for their room, and then you will see the pattern of them. For example, maybe they ask you the question, what is the Wi-Fi connection? What is where is the restaurant? Where is the fitness? You know immediately. You see, that's why agile thinking is not about product only. It's about service also. It can be applied, I tell you. That's why you can say something like, okay, professor, now I know that it means that the agile thinking, when we check in, we need to inform them, every customer, every guest, that after check-in, we have to say that in the morning time, the restaurant will open from 6 to 10. For the fitness will be from the 6 to 10 p.m. And the grocery store is just nearby. You see, something like that. If you can give them the value, if you can give them something, it will be better than giving them nothing. That's why this is the meaning. Okay, so this is the thing that I give in some information to you guys. And after that, you see what shippable increment. So it means that you try to do something better value. And then if there is something wrong, you go to do the sprint review, because the word review is very clear cut to say that you do something wrong and then you try to make something like the review on it. Okay, so that is the meaning of this. And once you once you try to make it into the big picture, so you will see that the design thinking, lean startup, and agile thinking. Let's say that if you listen to the operations management professor, they will say that okay, you guys focus on the lean startup, you guys focus on the lean management, you guys focus on this. And then if you are going to the class of design thinking of the marketing professor, they will say something like, okay, you have to find the needs, one demand of the customer, you have the design thinking. And then another professor talk about the agile thinking. So that's why you may feel confused. That's why I try to make it into one big picture for you, so you will know that it starts from the marketing thing, needs, one demand, try to find it as in the design thinking. After that, you try to learn it from the experience that you try to do it. And if you do it and then you decide, after you decide product, the service already, you do it. And then if it has some problem, you try to cut that problem, you try to cut the cost, increase the value, and then come to agile thinking that when you launch the product already to the customer love it, you are happy, but you can improve more. So that's why the keyword, it does not mean that your product will be 100% successful. For example, students, I tell you, don't worry. When you graduate, you cannot say that, professor, why I am not successful? Why I am not successful? I tell you, before you are successful, you have to pain first. I can say to you, you have to pain before gain. Pain before gain is very good concept. You know why? Because everyone, we have to learn from the mistake. So that's why the learning from the mistake is a good thing, but not too many mistakes. That's why you need to learn from the elder generation as well, that what is their mistake and how can we improve it and how can we survive in the market. So that's why you need to learn by yourself and get the knowledge from Arthur and combine it together. Okay, so right now it's very good thing for you guys. Right now, Professor Kafu, please kindly help me to go to the next slide, please. Thank you, Professor Kafu. So right now, you guys are going to see this slide. I did it like this. Why? Because you remember the one word that I just mentioned to you guys in the old slide is like kind of the agile thinking. Before that, I told you about the kind of the online plus offline, something like that. This is what I said earlier. You remember, right? So that's why now I show you into the real picture. So it means that you are not going just kind of, oh my God, Professor, how can we do the online offline? I can tell you, for the online and for the offline, we will have to use the tools to make it happen. Before that, we in the old time, I tell you, in the old time, in my age, we have kind of the function teams. Managing director go to CEO, CEO go to what? The brand manager go to training manager, sales manager, marketing manager, and then go to the staff. So that's why it is like that. This is a functional team, but they evolve to be the cross-functional team, which means that they try to pick up the guys, from the different departments to form into the team together. Maybe one guy from marketing, maybe one guy from sales, maybe one guy from production department, for example. They try to brainstorm together so they can get the new idea. So that's why it's called the word hybrid team. Okay, so next slide, please, Professor. Thank you. So the next slide that I want to tell you, this is kind of the thing that is about the technology. As you can see from this, I can tell you that you can see that when we do the conference right now, we can use this one. It's called the arrow and also the O. So it means that you guys can sit together and then the camera will be 360 degrees. So it means that we are going to move on our conference not just only kind of the two-way interaction, but the in the circle. That's why it means that you guys are going to put this device in the middle of the room, and then everyone at home can see the conference meeting, the atmosphere of it. So that's why it's very, very good technology. That's why I am talking about the online plus offline right now to be the part of the agile thinking. Next slide, please, Professor. Thank you. In we Zoom use the Google Workplace. Okay, it's Zoom Google Workspace. And then in the USA, I can tell you that when I went to US, I see many of the company they use this one. It's called the word Slack, because maybe you guys are familiar with the WhatsApp, but in US they use this one a lot, because this one it seems to be something it's kind of the WhatsApp. This is what I feel. Okay, I feel that it is kind of the WhatsApp. And then plus kind of the Facebook in a way also. So that's why I feel that it's very, very good technology of this company that they do it. And then of course they have the price plan base. They have the free one. Anyway, you can go to download it. You go to the slack.com and then you will find it for sure. Okay, so next slide, please, Professor. Okay, so in the next slide, okay, we are in a very good timing, because I saw the time. It seems to be like we have about 8 minutes left, right? About 1 hour, and then we have the Q&A session. But anyway, it's going to be fine, because our class will be very dynamic for sure. So I really enjoy giving speech with you guys, and then if you guys have any question, you can ask me for sure. So anyway, let's move on to this one first. This one, as I tell you guys about the design thinking integration. So that's why, in this model, I will not talk about the model a lot, because anyway, you guys must try to visualize the thing. It is the best thing. You know why? Because in the lecture, I can tell you that if you guys try to see this one, you may tell me that, oh, Professor, if student, you say something like this, oh, Professor, what people want, do people want it or not? So that's why it's like the needs, one demand. Yes, exactly, you are right. And then if you ask me that, oh, Professor, how about technological feasible? Can it be implemented? Now you are talking about what? About the technology thing, technology that you will use it. Okay. And then number 3, profitable workflow. Is it important for the company? I tell you one thing. The word profitable workflow, it means that you perform your work, and then you always have to think about the revenue stream that will come to you. You know why? Because you operate the company, you will not run at loss, I tell you. For example, if you try to run a company, you try to satisfy the need, wants, demand. You have a very good technology, but if you cannot perform and with the value, with the profit, someday, sometime, in some way, you may get bankrupt. That's why in any way, the profit, the market share, the sales revenue is still very important as a profitable workflow that you have to get this revenue stream coming to your company. And these 3 things combined together, we have the innovation. And this innovation is very important thing, because innovation here it links something with the thing about agile thinking, and also we link with the digital transformation. That's why sometimes I can understand you guys now, because you guys are the business student. You may feel it to me, and then you may have the question to me and to your professors that, oh my God, Professor, why I have to learn so many business model and then I cannot apply? I tell you, in my experience, in my own experience, I tell you, when I was young like you, my bachelor degree, master degree, doctoral degree, I also have the same question. So that's why when I graduate, I tell you, in my experience, I do not apply every business model that professor gave it to me. I apply some model in my own business. I don't apply other model in my own business. Sometimes I use this strategy, sometimes I use that strategy. So that's why it does not mean that you guys have to remember all the things, but you have just the main thing is like you have to remember the concept. You have to know how to apply it, and then you have to integrate with your own strategy, because in the real world and the business school, is a little I can say that it is kind of the parallel world that sometimes it is collapsed together, sometimes it is a diverse together. So that's why you need to find your own pathway, that what it works best to you. Some model of the BCG metric, for example, it works. Some model of the 5-force Porter model, it works. So that's why what I present you in this model, some students will feel that it works, but some students, they may feel it's not working. So it's no problem. But anyway, it's good that you learn something new. That is very the good thing for the seminar class. Okay, now I tell you one thing. After this model, you will see that it makes you have to do like this. You have to think about it, that try to be the optimism, okay, and make ideas tangible. And then you try to empathy or understand more about the customer, and then you can gain more innovation thing about agile thinking thing, and then you can you can improve more and more. So next slide, Professor, please. Thank you, Professor. So for this slide, of course, in the terms of the design thinking, before that, I told you that you guys have to do like empathy, idea, prototype, and that's why you study management concept with the POLC with your class in your textbook. Planning, organizing, leading, controlling, this thing in the old time. And then what happens is that right now they may change it to be the new thing. So that's why the textbook, the concept always change. But don't worry, don't care for it. You have to care for the idea, because the main idea is about what? You try to find the customer need, and then you try to define it, you try to ideate it, prototype it, and then you test it. So it's the same thing as the plan, do, check, act. Very simple, because you plan to do something, you launch the product, okay, yeah. And then what happens is that you try to lead organization, which means that you make the people feel that they want to work and then follow your lead. And then you organize the thing, which is kind of the implementation. And if you have some problem, is this about what? About the controlling, and then go to review it, and then try to make it better. You see, even though the old concept until the recent concept, and maybe in the future, maybe let's say that if I am 60 or 70 years old, maybe you guys you say to me that time, if there is the new concept that agile thinking, you may have some other type of the new concept coming up, but do you know the core principle, the core value, it will be really the same thing. You do something, you improve something, you review something, and then you go back to do something again. You see, this is the main thing. This is the really main concept. But it depends on the professors who will teach you guys, and then they will use in what concept. So I just tell you like that. Okay. So next slide. Next slide, please, Professor. Thank you. So in the next slide, I want to give you this information. Okay, so we have about 4 slides left, so it means that it's quite running a good time. So you can see this one, I make kind of the combination of analytic and intuitive thinking. When you do the agile thinking, you have to do agile thinking in terms of analytic and agile thinking in terms of intuitive. I tell you why. Because if you talk about the word analytical thinking, it means something more about engineering thing, about reliable, about the safe, about the proven. I give you some example. Okay, for example, the car. About the car automobile business. You may. I'm not sure how about in the Pakistan. You can tell me also what is the car. How to say the car value? But I just give you some example. In Germany, many people, they consider Mercedes-Benz as the taxi. Because they use the taxi, and then BMW, they concern as for the performance car, but the Audi, they concern for the kind of the sophisticated thing and technology thing. So this is thing in German. But in Thailand, it's different story. Another thing is that Thai people consider that, hey, if you are very rich millionaire guys who is a very rich guy, you drive Mercedes-Benz. And if you are kind of like the young young generation, young student, just graduate and very successful, you will drive BMW. And then, if it is about the Audi thing, it means that they are in a very low niche market. Not many people drive it. So you see, this is the thing about what? It's about what? It's about the intuitive thinking, because it is about kind of your idea about thinking. You see, that's why I tell you one thing. Even though the main thing of Mercedes-Benz everywhere in the world is the same engineer, same how to say, same engine, same cycling, or maybe same model, but when it comes to the intuitive thinking, it will be different. So that's why in this model, it's very good for you guys. You know why? Because when you sell some, let's say, some Pakistani products, for example, if you sell something worldwide in the future, you may think that, oh my God, I sell to my country. I remember from the class of Professor Warabi, he says something like, intuitive thinking may be something, but analytic thinking, it can be some other thing. Yeah, it can be. So I give you one example, very, very simple. You know, McDonald's, if you go to Scandinavian, you will see something like this. It's called a salmon McDonald, because inside they don't have the McFish only, they have some choice as the salmon inside. And then I just went to France yesterday. I saw that one. It's called the McDonald with the nougat and also the Nutella. So that's why they put the Nutella and nougat and then put it in a hamburger. So you see, in the different country, they have the different thing. Even though you can see that this is kind of the analytical thinking and also the intuitive thinking, you sell the product to the different country, and maybe it will be the same product, everything, the same thing, same taste, same flavor. But when it goes to the different country, maybe it yield a different result. You see, that's why when you read this model, you will understand about that. Okay, so we have to pass to the next slide, please, Professor. Thank you. So now we go to next slide. This slide, actually, I want to tell you about the digital transformation. It's good time for you guys to see this together. There are about 4 things that I want to mention here. Why digital transformation is needed. You see, the first one is the customer influence. Why it needs? Because customer need it. Because if the customer need it, you may do nothing. That's why they need you to do, to be the digital one for them, and also employee as well. So I don't want to go very further. I just go on the COVID-19. I can cover this topic very easily, and then you guys, you understand it clearly as well, very clear. Because customer influence to you, they don't want to go out, they want to stay at home. Of course, you are going to do what? Food delivery, and then you have to design the application online so they can order the food with you. You see, very easy. And then employee influence, another thing. Let's say if you talk about COVID-19, what happened is that the management said that, okay, they don't want to get the COVID virus spread all of the organization. So that's why they want all of the employees to work at home, and as I told you about the hybrid system. So that's why work everywhere, anywhere in the world. So that's why with this technology, it's come with about what? Zoom, Slack, Google Meeting, for example, Microsoft Teams, for example, you see, then digital transformation again. Now I go to answer you guys, the invisibility of new company. So of course, the new companies with those startups, they are really they have a very good brainstorm. So you can see that innovation always coming up all the time. Because if you don't renovate, you don't innovate, you will become obsolete. I can tell you. In my old age, I tell you one thing. I always use this one, Walkman. The Walkman, this is the device that the people in my age, we use it. What happens is that nowadays, if you want to listen to the music, it means that the people will download into the mobile phone. That's why it's different thing from the old time with the Walkman, with the video cassette, with the CD, with the laser disc, for example. That's why you need to innovate to survive in the market. Otherwise, you may end up with the company, can get stuck and then have to be gone in the market. That's why innovation is a very, very important thing. So let's move on to the next slide, please. Thank you, Professor. Please kindly next, please. So in the next slide, you guys can see this one with me. This one, is a barrier to digital transformation. I mean, I don't want to tell you guys that, oh, you go to digital, you go online, it will be successful 100%. I don't say like that. You know why? Because there are some problems, some obstacles, some barriers as well. So this obstacle, I can tell you, sometimes it can be like the business case identification, or maybe employee training. It's quite hard for train them to use the technology, and short-term revenue target, because they want to have the targets to get the revenue quickly, or maybe the data issue, or maybe digital skill shortage, or can be the legal system process. So that's why you must think, what is the barrier that it will try to stop you to be the digital transformation? Okay. Next, Professor. Thank you. And the last slide. So for this one, I tell you one thing, that for the digital transformation, if you look at it, it is very, very simple model. You just see on the blue one first. Digital transformation, number one, if you have to do it, you have to do two main things. The growth driver. Okay, I don't want to talk about what does it mean, growth driver. I don't want to talk about the operational improvement. What does it mean? Because I give you very clear cut in the last row here. On the growth driver, you can see that this is the driver to make your company growth in terms of the digital one, with the demand generation. You see, maybe you try to do the demand generation, and then you do the availability and selection and customer purchasing process and customer experience to make them feel good and have a good experience. So this thing, it will be very good to drive customer and also to drive your company to success. And then when you come to the operational improvement, you see, I tell you that process efficiency, capital use, agility, and new business model is coming up. So that's why, if you guys ask me that, oh my God, Professor, if you tell me that agile thinking is a part of digital transformation or not, I will say yes. And then if another guy in the class, I will say that, hey, Professor, agile thinking should be the big concept and digital transformation can be the part or not, I would say yes also. Why do I say like this? Because actually, I tell you one thing. Since the beginning that I gave the speech in this seminar, I told you already that agile thinking and digital transformation, it is kind of the way to get this knowledge about these two concepts together. It's a very good tool for the company for the resilient strategic management. So that's why it means that in this slide, I tell you that if you are talking with the professor of digital transformation, he may tell you that agile thinking belongs to this part. But if you are talking with your supply chain management professor, operation management professor about the agile thinking, it will be considered by him as maybe it can be the big concept, and the digital transformation, it can be the part of it to integrate. But I tell you that once I am here with you guys, I will try to facilitate you to understand it very clearly. I will give you the very, very precious and very valuable information to say to you guys that if you are talking about the agile thinking strategy, about the digital transformation strategy, actually they are able to integrate into one together. And it does not mean exactly that this which one is bigger concept, another one is bigger concept. It does not mean that, but it means that your company in the future, because when you operate the company in the future, you set up product. Okay, I summarize like this: set up a product, you set up the business, you set up any service business. When you set it up, of course you need to improve it every day. That's why it's the concept of what about agile thinking. and the way to improve it. You may think that, oh, professor, I want to improve it, not only in my premise, and I want to do it on the online so that we can sell to everyone in the worldwide. We want to launch it, and then we want to export it, and we want to find a distributor worldwide, and then they will sell our product. So that's why you are talking about what? About the digital thing, about the digital transformation. That's why I tell you that digital transformation and agile thinking is kind of the concept that it will be integrated, combined together when you do the business into the future. Yeah, so that is the meaning here. I really want to say to you guys that it is a very, very, very good time for the Q&A session. If you guys want to have anything that you want to suggest, or if you want to say some information, or maybe you want to ask me anything, please feel free to ask the question. It's a good time for the Q&A session right now. Okay. Yep. Hello.
Okay. Thank you very much, Professor.
Yes,
and
thank you.
it has been very nice. So let me introduce my colleagues as well, and let me show you that before we take up your question answer session. So, so I have my colleagues here with me. So
Hello. Yes, hello. Yes. Hello.
and then
Yes.
actually we arranged a setup over here like this one.
Oh, the projector is here. Wow, nice. Wow, nice meeting room. Yes, Professor.
Okay,
Wow.
we have our PhD student, Mr. Mortala. So he's from the Gambia.
Yes. Oh, the PhD student also. Okay. Hello.
So I have Mr. Usman and Mr. Zishan. So both of them, they belong to IT, part of the business education.
Yes.
And then we have Dr. Nazam. So he's a human resources expert.
Okay. So I have to say to you guys that up se mil ke kushi hui.
Very nice. So
Yes,
Mortala,
please to meet you.
Mortala, actually, so Mr. Mortala is from the Gambia, and he is also
Yes.
learning Urdu. So I think
Okay.
good, yeah, that you are hearing "Tumse milkar khushi hui" from Professor Urabi as well, huh?
Okay. So I have to say also, I'm trying to learn Urdu. Men Urdu Sikh Raha Hun.
Yeah, very nice. You're Urdu. So let me introduce Dr. Hamad. So he's a senior colleague and he's a marketing person. And then we have Dr. Zubair. He's HR expert, and Dr. Hafiz. He's a finance expert. So we have all the faculty listening to you, and come back to me as well. So let me say a few words that this is really interesting listening you, particularly from 2 point of views. The first one is that I really appreciate the knowledge level you have and the way you communicate the stuff to us. So that is excellent. Thank you very much. Second
Thank
thing
you,
is
Professor.
that second thing is that like your presentation where you are integrating things with each other like digital transformation and like. So I think you are also a good expert in social integration. So you are learning Urdu, communicating with us, and we are feeling you like a Pakistani.
Shukriya, Professor.
So that is the ownership. I think this is the cross-cultural ownership which really integrates this world. And I think this is really a very useful step to move forward. So hopefully, I think that this is the first presentation that you have taken up to my department, and I hope that we shall be in connection with each other to have more in the days to come. So
Yes.
before I formally thank you, so I would like to have questions. So dear students and my colleagues, so if you have any questions or comments, so please.
Oh, yes. Okay, I will go to answer the question. Yes. Okay, please. Okay, I go to chat first, and then Okay, if there's any of the student to send the question, please feel free. Yes. Okay. So, Professor Kafu, I think that in the future I will go to visit you, and then of course I wish that because I hope to go to visit you, and then I think that in Pakistan, Khana Bohat Ashata.
The khana bahut acha tha, sir. The meal
Yes.
was really good, and
Yes, the food will be very
yes,
good.
I think so. I am really happy, and I would like it to extend invitation to you somewhere in the future. So we are planning some international conferences, and surely the areas which resembles you, where we need your expertise, and surely we will let you know, and then we will plan something in the future in collaboration as well. So,
Oh, that would be wonderful, Professor. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Varavi, before getting
okay, Dr. Rabina, so audience is saying that they are not able to unmute themselves. Nade Ali, can you please, okay, let me do this. I think I can do it.
So no, sir, we have got, yeah, we have removed the unmute from there. Yeah, still they're not getting.
Okay, anyhow, so the simple solution to this one is that one of our colleague, Dr. Asia, so she has, Professor, she has written her comments.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor. And it
Yes.
was a really great session. And indeed, it was a need of time that this is a really current hot topic. Being agile is very much important. But please let us more clear about the agile thinking, the role of Scrum Master and Sprint while we are managing a project in an agile way. Thank you.
Okay, I see. So, Apka Nam Kia Hai. So, what's your name?
My name is Asia. Mera naam Asia hai.
Okay, very nice to meet you. Okay, so okay, let me say something about that slide because as you want to know more about the Scrum, right? Okay, I will give you. So it means that you have the knowledge already about the Scrum, right?
Yes, I have a little knowledge, but I'm really not very much expert. So I really want to increase my knowledge. And
Okay.
I'm really very much interested to know more about the Scrum Master because it is very much needed while we are managing the project. So please let us be more clear.
Yes, okay, sure. I will give you the information about the Scrum because for the Scrum you have for those students who are not learning about the Agile thinking before, there is some technical term that Miss Asia Miss Asia Lafik she just mentioned to our class now about the Scrum. So the word Scrum actually that I just write it now in the chat. This word, it means something similar to the rugby game. I mean the American football. It means that you guys are going to put the man in the different department. For example, the finance department, the product department, the software development department. But if you don't talk about software, because anyway, we don't need to talk about software all the time, even though Agile thinking is the concept of the software, but we can talk about some other business as well. For example, if you talk about the service business, let's say I talk about what? I talk about okay, let's say about spa business because I mentioned about hotel already. Let's say about spa. Even though spa business, we can do also the agile thinking. The word Scrum, SCRUM, Scrum Master. It can be the group of the people. It can be the group of the one person from accounting department. One person, it can be from the financial department. Another person is from the massage. We can say the massager. Okay, we can say this, and then we can say that the product selling people per person. So it means that this person who sell the spa product, they come together in the morning time and then try to brainstorm the idea together. So that's why it looks like kind of they jump into the work together in the morning and then talk about it. So that's why this thing, this concept is the same thing as the word of the rugby, American football team, that when the ball is at the other opponent, you guys are going to run and attack to it. So that's why it's the same thing. It means that if you have any problems, and then not only you who solve the problem, but it means that all the team member of you, not only the product department, can be the accounting department to solve any people who is involved. It can be about the spa massager. It can be about the product seller, and come to brainstorm together and say that, oh my God, yesterday it was the problem because customer does not like this way of massage, and they don't like the smell of the product, and then the candlestick of the jasmine, it is too strong. The people say no. So that's why, the manager of the spas can tell that, oh my God, don't worry, we can do like this. We just take out some of the candlestick of the jasmine, for example, take out. So that's why the of the odor or the scent can be less strong. First thing. Second thing about the product. Sorry. Second thing is about the massage. The massage technique, it can be acupuncture, press too hard. So that's why when you need to do the training, you have to train them in the order that they can make it more softly, and then the customer will feel more relaxed when they do the spa to you. So that's why it means that your spa shop will be better and better with the agile thinking concept. So I think that I explained to you already, Miss Asia Rafik. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. There is another question from a student, Umair Shahid. He asked that basically it was the statement from your presentation that agile thinking is not about product but service. So it is more about service related. So we can say that this agile thinking strategy or technique cannot be applicable to manufacturing industry, or is it?
Okay, if you are talking about the product, Ariel explained some of that service already. Now he is asking me about the production manufacturing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like this, Professor.
No, even
if
like
he wants to apply it.
Yeah, it was a question like when the product starts into, like it is just related to the service industry, or it can be applicable to the manufacturing industry as well.
Yes, exactly. It can be applied to all industry, because the agile thinking actually I can tell you mostly they concern about the software development, and the other business, they apply this kind of the thinking concept. So if student ask me whether it can be about the service business, I already gave some example already. And if it is about the product, as you can see from the past until now already. And if you're talking about the manufacturing supply chain management process, it can be applied also, because actually the manufacturing process, you can see that every week, they have the schedule to produce something. This week, let's say, I just give you some example of the instant noodle. They have the schedule of each week. They will say that, okay, this week you make the flour to be the noodle, and then after that you have to have the ingredients by the basilic, by the chili, and then crush it together and mix it together to be the seasoning powder. So that's why every time that you do it, that it's run as schedule. But when you do the agile thinking, you may know more about customer. Because why? Because if the customer have really love about the spicy shrimp, so it means that in the future, in the next week, you will be able to apply this concept and know that okay, the manufacturing, we have to focus more on the spicy shrimp, tom yum gung flavor from from Thailand, like this, and then you apply it, and then it means that you may run the production let's say before it's about 60%. Now you run it at the 70%, and then you do other type of the flavor less than that. So that's why every week you can apply and do it. So in this way, you can set the program on the computer when you do the manufacturing for the product as well. Yep. Thank you, Professor Robina. Hello, I don't hear you. Yes, Professor.
So, yeah, dear participants, if anyone want to ask the question, you are welcome, dear students. Sir, की आवाज नहीं आ रही मुझे.
I don't hear I don't hear what he said. So let's say if he or she said anything, please kindly say it to me again, Professor Robina, so I can hear from your microphone.
Yeah.
Dr. Rubina, you please take up the question and then communicate the same to the professor.
Yeah. So far, we have just 2 questions, and the remaining students did not ask. Maybe,
okay, so we have, I think somebody else has raised hand.
Oh, yeah.
So, are you able to unmute?
Yes, I
Yeah.
one less hand, but okay, I just went.
Huh?
Okay, so I have one of my colleague, so he's interested to share his point of view.
Oh, now I see the question already. There are 3 persons say here. Asia Lafik, I already answered her the question. Muhammad and Shahid. Agile thinking is not about product but service. No, it's not about that. I told you already that it's about the product also.
Yeah, you have already told so. So we have with us Dr. Burhan, and he wants to say something.
Hello everyone. So it is really a nice presentation. So I hope that all of us, as well as the students, they have enjoyed and learned a lot, and particularly this all agility process. So it's really a good knowledge sharing, and I would just want to share a comment that for further development in this subject area, I think if students would be shared some case studies, so that would be more helpful for students to understand the practicality and applied side of all these information. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Professor. So Professor Kafu, I will give you guys the PDF file book also, because this book is a very good book as a doctor. What is the name of
Burhan.
Oh, okay, Dr. Burhan mentioned about the some more case study. Yes, it's okay. I will send the PDF file to Professor Kafu, and Professor Kafu, please kindly help me to spread that PDF file to all students in the class. So that's why, so they can learn more and see more case study. Yeah, I will send it to you in WhatsApp, Professor Kafu. Thank you. Thank you, Professor.
Okay, Dr. Rubina, do we have anything else, or so?
No, sir. We don't have any more answers, and right now, because we are also have got the intimation from our IT department that we have another presentation will be started next on Zoom link. So I think we should close our session.
Okay. So Professor Murabi, it's been very nice with you, and formally I just want to share my humble words of thanks with you. So it was really a learning opportunity for the faculty, for the students, for the researchers from the University of Agriculture, Faisalabad, Pakistan. And I hope that in future, so we will be in touch with you, and we will be exploring your thoughts on various emerging important issues as well. So it's a formal thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor. I feel very, very great to meet you guys today. And also, we always keep in touch. And if you guys have any question, please kindly pass the question to Professor Kafu. And then, of course, for the Agile Thinking textbook material, I'm going to send to him, and he will spread to you guys. So I would like to say this opportunity to say shukriya. Thank you to you, and also to say the word goodbye, to say to you, it's like the Kuda Hafiz. Yes, Kuda
Khuda
Hafiz.
Hafiz. Khuda Hafiz. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. So it's a formal closure of this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Varavi, and thank you, students, everyone. It was indeed a wonderful presentation, and I think many of us have got the answers related to agile thinking. And it was just one presentation, but I think we will get more from your side in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.